Hey, Tim Sykes here with a video lesson. Very good day of trading for me that I want to review on ASTC. Profits of nearly $10,000 on the day for me, which is one of my biggest days of 2017. And I think the best lesson here is that I wasn't forcing the trade. I didn't have to trade. I wasn't wanting to trade, as you'll hear in a little bit. And that kind of retired trader mentality coming out of retirement only because there was such a good play. That is the key to success. And it's not the most fun kind of way to think. It's not the easiest way to think, but that is what it takes to be successful in trading. A lot of the best lessons that I've learned are counterintuitive. So if by the end of this video lesson you understand that, leave 2 words saying patience pays. Actually, 3 words. Patience pays off, because that is the key to success on this stock. This is a 3-day chart of ASTC. I actually was teaching students in person today. Before we get to this, if you want to learn in person in Miami or New York, or we do it in different places around the world, I'll post the link to my market mastery right under this video. But it was actually awesome, not just the money that I made, but it was awesome because I explained this whole trade ahead of time before I did it. I answered a lot of questions. A lot of my students even saw this trade, did better than me percent-wise on this trade. I got to give props to Stephanie. She did her first trade on this stock today, and she did better percent-wise than I did. And Stephanie, don't get cocky. Not all trades will go this perfectly, but it's a good first trade, and I know you wanted to do it, so props to you, Stephanie. And props to all my students who came to learn in person. We have video of it. I'll share it all soon. I love teaching in person. Teaching online helps, obviously, but I really have to give props to my students who travel to come learn in person. I think it adds just a whole nother level to your education. And frankly, a lot of my top students have traded live with me and learned in person. And special props to Tim Bowen for him coming all the way to travel away from his family to trade in person and teach in person. Great guy. Anyways, let me get to this stock because I got to get going, but I want to review this while it's still fresh. My last few trades in the markets were on ASTC. 1, 2, 3, and even a 4th and a 5th trade. My last 5 trades have all been on ASTC. And, normally I don't look to trade a stock that much, but when I feel like I understand the situation, I'm going to take advantage of it. So this was my first trade the other day, and I just made just a few $100s. I took a small position. I only got a partial position. It was spiking on good Homeland explosive testing news. And they have this new product. This was the press release. Astrotech completes first detect demo with DHS and TSA. So they have like this little machine that can basically detect explosives in the world that we're living in. This is important. So they did a test with TSA and DHS, which is always good. Now the question is, will they have any orders? We don't know. But the interesting thing here, and I actually missed this the first time because they kind of combined 2 pieces of news. The first piece of news was that they had the first successful demo. Then the second piece of news was that there is going to be another demonstration at the annual meeting of shareholders on December 7th at 9 a.m. Central, which is 10 a.m. Eastern. So this was on December 4th. They announced that the demo went well with TSA. Then theoretically, if the demo goes well with TSA, it's going to go well with shareholders on December 7th. So it's actually 2 events, and I missed reading this the first time. But the cool thing is, you guys alerted me in the chat room. This is why it's so key to be in the chat room, and we have this great community of over 1,000 traders. I'm so thankful to you guys. I don't even remember who it was, but somebody said that they have this upcoming event on December 7th. But anyways, the first trade, I bought this thing at roughly $4 a share on a dip. It had already hit like the 420s, so I was buying on a dip, and I thought it could get back to the 420s. It did. 430s, I'm out roughly 7%. I underestimated it. There was a follow-up spike, not only, well, even the first time it went to 460, so I underestimated that, but there was a follow-up spike all the way to the low fives. So I was like, whoa, this news actually is really meaningful. There was not just one, but two big spikes, and it even finished high in the 470, 480 area. And I actually thought about holding it overnight, but I didn't do it because this is what I said. So this was my second trade where I said I'm out with small gains as I don't like the way it's closing with a big wall of sellers in the 460s. Potential rebuy later if it can break that. Okay, so I was predicting my next trade, which is kind of cool. And I said, but I don't feel like stressing on my flight. I was flying, and I said, when in doubt, rule number one about cutting losses when your thesis proves incorrect is not just apply to losses, but also break even or small gains. You don't have to wait for a small loss to exit your trade. You can exit your trade whenever you want. That's kind of the beauty of trading. You are in control. So I didn't want to hold it overnight, and that turned out to be a good idea. Because even though after hours it got up to the 480s, by the next morning, it tanked and it went all the way down to 370s. I would have cut losses in here in like the 430s, so I would have lost like 20 cents a share. But guess what? It got very bunchy in here and crowded in the 460s, 470s. So I played it safe and I basically broke even on my afternoon trade. And some people were like, oh, you said you were going to hold overnight. Shut the fuck up. I can do what I want if a stock is not doing what I want. That's the beauty of trading. It's amazing to me that so many of you guys are not nimble enough to change if the price action goes against your thesis. If this thing had closed strongly in the 480s, 490s, I would have loved it. I would have held overnight because then there would be good odds of it going to 5, 510, 520, maybe retesting the highs here in the 530s. It did not do that. So I simply played it safe and I was rewarded with a gap down. And then frankly, I was looking at dip buying it, but it showed absolutely no bounce whatsoever in here. And I was kind of surprised because I was like, whoa, the news is good, but it did put in a little bit of a double bottom in here in the 370, 380 range. And then what really got me re-interested in it was, look at this. In 1 minute near the market open, it spiked up from 380 to nearly 480. So when a stock that I'm thinking about dip buying now can go back in 1 minute, $1 a share. Now, granted, it didn't hold on to it, but it still was up. So this is what gets me interested. Respikes, especially when there's no news, especially when I saw this and I saw the research, I was like, whoa, wait a minute, why is it respiking? It was such a bad dip buy the other day. It's because they're showing off their new product on December 7th at the annual shareholder meeting. So they might have another press release. They might have another announcement. People who see this new product might buy it. It's an upcoming catalyst. It's an upcoming news play. And even though it did not hold most of its gains, it still did hold on to some of its gains. And in here, it was basing here at 405, 410. And those of you who were learning in person with me know that I was like, it's midday. I had a press interview midday. I'm trying to teach. I don't want to watch this stock. There's no clear catalyst. Like maybe they'll have a press release the next day, but I'm trying to talk myself out of this. And we have this all on video. We're going to show it. My video guy, Joey, is going to do a great job showing my really trying not to trade this. I know many of you guys try to trade. Like you're like, oh, here's a trade, here's a trade, here's a trade. I'm trying specifically not to trade this. But the stock kept holding 405, 410, 411, 415, and it's just inching up. And I'm just like, let me take a small position. First, I bought it in my longer term account so that I would not be tempted to sell. So my first trade right here was I dip bought it in the low fours. And I said, I want this thing. Oh, this one is actually not my long term. This is my longer term one. And I said, my goal is to sell into bigger spike in the fives or even sixes, whether it spikes on tomorrow's demo or ideally later when they hype this new product even more. As it turned out, I did not wait for the fives or sixes, and it wasn't even that long term. I mean, it turned out a few hours. It's a good thing when your goals or most of your goals get hit right away. It did get up to the fives. I didn't even have patience for that. I have patience problems. You have to recognize your issues. But as you can see here, it was going up and, it wasn't doing much in here. I bought it like in the 415 area. It came up, then it came down from the 440s right in here after like, I guess I was holding it for like an hour or two. And then I dip bought it in here because I was like, whoa, I can get back in the 420s. I still think this is going to go up, so I bought a short-term position here. So now I have a long-term position from here and a short-term position from here, and I'm thinking that this is going to spike into the news of the new product demo, or maybe they're going to get a contract, or maybe somebody's going to write about it. All I know is that this thing can spike $1 a share in a minute. So when there's support in the low fours, and if you go back to support the other day at 380-ish, when I'm buying it at 415, 420, my risk is really losing like 20, 30 cents a share. But if it can go up $1 a share in a minute, then my reward should be there. And then I actually had to leave my in-person coaching right around in here, and I kind of let it fly. I had to do a press interview. I wish I had video of this. The press interview wouldn't let me have my phone during the press interview, but I basically yelled to get my laptop because people were like freaking me out that this stock was going up so much, and I needed to lock in profits. It really frustrates me when I'm in a trade and it's doing what I want and I don't have the power to get out. Sometimes this happens. I've traded from cruise ships, I've traded from trains, I've traded from places with very little Wi-Fi. I'm in the middle of the press interview as the stock is spiking, and I know that it's spiking, and God, I wish I had video of me freaking out. And I'm like, give me my laptop. So, anyways, it's spiking, and I don't even know why it spiked. Frankly, I don't know if people were buying this, if it was a news alert or what. I've had a crazy day. I'm just trying to recap this whole situation. All I know is that it was spiking late day into the 480s, and I took profits. Because frankly, I mean, this is a 10-15% winner for me in a few hours in very non-ideal trading circumstances. And when you have that, you take it. And these were my two trades where I made just under $3,000 each time. I can't say no to that. Maybe it goes higher. Maybe it'll be like, oh, this thing will spike to 7. Tim, you sold way too soon. I don't care. I know that my sweet spot over the past 2 decades is making roughly $2,000 per trade. I know that this was a speculative trade. This is not like this company just won a new contract with GE, or it just got installed at 50 airports and I'm just waiting on the web press to cover it. It's a speculative idea. And so on speculative ideas, I'm going to give less leeway, and I'm just going to lock in the profits. So I come back from the press meeting. I'm locking in profits. I made roughly 6,000 on the day. I'm happy. Stephanie and a whole bunch of other students were trading it on their own, and they were banking. So I'm really happy. Then I'm not looking to trade because what did I say to leave in the comments underneath this video? Patience pays off. Now it's hanging around here, 480s, 490s. It broke the 460 level from the other day, which is cool. But remember, after hours, it got up to like 490, and it could not hold that gain. And now it's hanging around 490. I don't want to chase this thing because, okay, maybe they have a press release the next day. Maybe, people do recognize this new product demo at the shareholder meeting. I don't know. It's a speculative idea, and this is a very speculative stock. And I was buying it because this is a good market to be speculative. But just because I'm speculative does not mean that I'm going to chase. So at 490, I'm doing nothing. I'm happy, content with my roughly $6,000 profit on the day. And then guess what? It comes down all of a sudden in just a few minutes, and I get another opportunity. It comes down from 495 because it has like this basic double top here at 495. And all of a sudden, it comes down to the 450s. And 450 is kind of where it broke out midday, and 460 is kind of where it had problems with the other day. So if it holds this zone, I'm kind of interested in dip buying it because now I see a deal. I don't want to chase it at 495, but if I can get it at 30, 40 cents a share off, I'll take it because then theoretically it can come back to 495, and even if it doesn't break out, I can take profits. And that's exactly what happened. It actually did break out here, the biggest volume bar of the afternoon here of nearly 70,000 shares, and it broke the day high of 497. We have this all on video. I hope that Joey is going to show all this. He's been my video guy for a while, so he knows what's going on. But this broke the day high, and I was, again, in this position on the dip buy, a few thousand shares. I'm praying to my class, do not break out. Do not break out. I don't want to be tempted to trade. I don't want to be tempted to sell. When I dip bought it, I specifically said, look, my goal, rebuying it, goal is to sell into a gap up morning spike, ideally in the 5 range yet again. Already locked in 6K profits, so I'm feeling good here. So I'm pushing it a little bit just by saying, hey, I've made 6 grand, but I think that this thing can still get back to 5. Sure enough, inside of 30 minutes, it does get back, and it didn't look like it was going to break out, and I was like, don't break out, good. Save, some bullets, save some ammo for the next day with the hopefully a press release, the potential morning spike. Maybe it goes to 6, maybe it goes to 7 in a morning spike. It's already proven that it can spike $1 a share in a freaking minute. This late in the day, it's already up 25%, 30%. It's not going to go up that much more. And sure enough, it ignored my instructions not to break out. It did break out to 504. I was getting some executed on my sell at 504 because the breakout was kind of weak, but I couldn't even get it out at 504. I had to lower down to 501 and 5. Like, the former high was 497. If it's really going to break out, like, DPW, not today. Today was a breakdown for DPW. But yesterday, when it broke the day high here of 340, I mean, it broke out. It went all the way up $1 a share. So if a stock is going to break out, especially late day, it's really going to surge. PXS is probably even a better example. Not lately, again, it's come down. Where was the big late day breakout? Well, I guess it wasn't a late day breakout, but the former high right here was 650, and when it breaks 650, it blows through it and goes to 1150 inside of 30 minutes. So this is what happens when you get a big spike. PXS, DPW, and ASTC are the 3 biggest winners. In a video lesson the other day, I said, what? Trade volatile stocks. These are the 3 most volatile stocks, so I'm trading them. I actually missed out on PXS and DPW. I wasn't pissed at myself. They just didn't fit my patterns to a T like this one did. Anyways, this one did break out, but it was a weak-ass breakout, so I had to take my profits. Even after hours, it's at 480. Maybe, again, it goes to 5 or the 6s for all I know. But when you have a weak-ass breakout, and I had another roughly $3,000 in profits. I didn't choose. I wasn't like, my goal is to make 3 trades with $3,000 profits in each. Again, in each situation, I was kind of forced. At first, my longer term one, because I just was like, oh, I want to be there in case it spikes so quickly. I want to have a position. My second one was where it had already spiked to 450s. It came down back to the 420s. So I was like, oh, this is kind of a deal because I think this can go back to the 450s. Then on both of them, I'm doing a press interview and I take profits because the thing is just exploding. Then the last one, I'm like, well, maybe I'll try, another one. Maybe 3 is the magic number. Let me try it one more time. I got the dip, so there's good risk reward. And then sure enough, we get the perfect breakout for me to sell into. Not the perfect breakout. I would have preferred like 510 or 520, but, beggars can't be choosers. When you're trading penny stocks, if you make 30, 40 cents a share on a $4 stock, a $5 stock, that's fine. You don't always have to make 50 or 60 cents. You don't have to stick to your goals like 100%. If it gets close and something feels off, get out. That's the beauty of trading this way, where you are in control, and it really paid off. And I think once you hear from the students that I was teaching in person, what they said about the class, and they were just hugging me and thanking me at the end of the class, I think this was my best in-person training. It's taken me a few. In the past, I've tried to force trades because, it's in-person trading. Like I'm trying to show live trading. I'm trying to show the heat of the moment, the action. But by not trading, this was a 2-day training, by the way. And yesterday, I did not trade. And I was perfectly willing to go into my second day and not trade either. But because I had that mentality, I made arguably the best trades of the past few months for me. And that is what you can really learn from. You don't just, you can learn something from every trade, but if you can learn from an amazing trade, that lesson should carry forward. And the lesson here is that patience paid off. I was not looking to do any of these trades. I waited for them to come to specific levels where I made a thesis, and my thesis proved true on all of them. So, anyways, congrats again to all my students like Stephanie, who banked on this, or DPW or PXS. I mean, there's so many plays right now. I have to go, but great day for me. And if you understand this video lesson, leave a comment underneath saying patience pays off and think like a retired trader. Only come out of retirement if there's a trade that is good enough. That way, you will choose the best trades. Thank you. I'll see you guys in the chat room.